around her this year.
Jalea Davis, the freshman, will jump center circle against Kelby Bannerman of Kansas City. And the Jayhawks will have the opening possession.
Well, there's a lot of connections here locally on both these squads, with Samaya Nichols, of course, being from Shawnee Mission West High School, and Jalea Davis from Blue Valley North. And you've got Lee Summit North represented on the Kansas City squad, so a lot of local connections.
Bruce starting out in a zone. Trying to get it inside to another of the Jayhawk newcomers, Lily Meister. She's a transfer from Indiana. Brings valuable experience to the Jayhawk lineup, wearing number 52. Here come the Roos. This is their new point guard, Tiara Trotter.
Transfer from UTRGV. That's what she brings to this lineup for Kansas City. And you saw in that first defensive possession for the Roos, they're going to collapse inside. They love to disrupt and create turnovers. Inside to Davis, double teamed immediately.
There goes Nichols to work. Drive and kick. Fandel for three. That's off the back iron.
Good patience by the Jayhawks, recognizing that defense this time, going inside and out. Got a good look from the freshman.
Trotter, 72 games at, as you mentioned, UT Rio Grande Valley. I count on her to score on the point guard position as well, and coach had said that that was a little bit of a difference for the Roos this year, being able to score a little more from the point guard spot. Whistle and a foul down low, as Davis is fouled by Ilani Bennett, twin sister of Imani.
Well, this entire Kansas City squad very aware of Jalea Davis and her acumen, her accolades coming into this, and they're going to give her a lot of attention. But Jayhawk fans are going to be really excited to watch this young woman with the basketball right now.
And gets the charging foul here, drawn by Bannerman.
A good walling up defense. There wasn't a lot of contact there, but Davis is going to be explosive with the basketball. Just good rotation defense, help defense. And Davis going to have to read that situation and pull up for that jumper a little earlier.
Didn't count, of course, in the exhibition season. Davis with 29 points, 8 rebounds in the exhibition win over Fort Hays State. So a pretty good debut here at Allen Fieldhouse. This one, though, counts for real tonight. Meister tipped it to Evans. Back inside to Davis. Got a good post-up position this time. Got down deep against Bannerman.
And there was Jalea Davis getting out, running to the rim, being a target. You're going to see a lot of that in her career. She is so fast, and she knows where the rim is.
Turnover here, and Kansas will get the basketball back.
Jalea Davis out on the run. Nichols passes ahead. That's freshman to freshman. Jayhawk fans going to see a lot of that over the next 4 years. 2 Gatorade Players of the Year in their respective states.
Evans too strong on the pass, and out of bounds. Back to the Roos. Evans will get a quick sub, and Brittany Harshaw in for the first time.
And it's something that Brandon Schneider does not want to see from his team. They need to be under control and take care of the basketball. Kansas City is at their best when they're disrupting and creating turnovers, and already the Jayhawks with 3 early turnovers.
Bannerman on the baseline, missed it. Meister the rebound. Nichols head up, looking up the court. Harshaw right inside to Davis. Posts up on Ilani Bennett, and good.
A nice misdirection move. Looked over that left shoulder that she used so well in her high school days, made the counter move to go back to the basket on the other side.
Here's Imani Bennett, leading scorer, returning for the Roos at better than 15 a game. Bannerman on the drive will be off of Kansas and out of bounds underneath the bucket. The shot clock at 8 for Kansas City.
Jalea Davis working so hard inside, the little fake one-way, goes to the baseline side to score it.
Imani Bennett to the rim. Beat the shot clock, couldn't find the bucket. Rebound to Kansas.
Yeah, that has to be called.
Bannerman holding Meister down low.
Meister had terrific position in the paint, and Meister was just grabbing her with both arms, had her wrapped up. And that has to be called. Meister had beautiful position in the paint.
Funmi Amode off the bench, senior out of England, in for the first time, wearing number 10. Davis down low. This time Alani Bennett draws the charging foul, and that's going to be 2 on Davis.
Boy, and you just don't want to see that so early in the debut for this incredible freshman, but they were right there on her left shoulder, and that's something she's going to have to take care of. We saw her on that last one go away from her left shoulder, so people already know of her strengths. They're going to try to take that away. She has to have the counter move and make sure that she doesn't pick up those early fouls.
And Alani Bennett gives up about 6 inches as well to Davis. She drew the defensive assignment, so yeah, you knew she was going to try to work down low. Here's a drive and kick. Amani Bennett gets the friendly bounce.
Amani was the best three-point shooter percentage-wise for Kansas City last year with 31%. She could score at all 3 levels.
Harshaw skip pass. Fandel corner 3, too strong. Harshaw had it back for a second, taken away. Harrell up court. Now resets to the point guard, Tiara Trotter. Asked Coach Jackson Durrett where her team was heading the opener. Said defensively, I think we're fine. Want to create some chaos, and they're doing that here early. Want to turn defense into offense, and that's been effective thus far. Scramble for the loose ball, will be out of bounds, back to Kansas.
You know, both these coaches put a lot of emphasis on defense, and that's something Brandon Schneider has really hung his hat on. But with all of these young players, really teaching them to play defense at the level that they're going to need to with the competition that Kansas plays, it's a process. So I don't think you'll see Kansas playing the level of defense here at the beginning of the year that you will at the end of the season.
Jayhawks get 3 off the bench. Harshaw on the bounce. Now finds Reagan Williams in for the first time. Williams on the drive. Finds Meister on the post. She's double teamed. Still goes strong anyway and draws the foul.
Well, they brought the double team and good aggressive defense by Amode, but just puts her body in, and that's good work on the block by Meister. She is probing, looking for a place to go, and there you see Amode just moving into her a little too much, as Meister doing a good job. Meister played behind Mackenzie Holmes at Indiana for much of her career, learned a lot from her, but I think you're going to see in Brandon Schneider's system, she's going to play some inside, but she's going to stretch it out and play a lot on the perimeter for the Jayhawks.
Reagan Williams, the sophomore forward out of Kansas City, in for the first time. Also, Laia Canessa, the junior out of Spain. And Sanaya Copeland, the senior out of Kansas City, Kansas, into the backcourt as well for KU. Nadir El Tayeb also checking in, the 6'4" senior out of Seattle, replacing Meister. So maybe a few nerves to start this one a little bit. Brandon Schneider.
It's the first game of the year,
yeah,
right?
First one that counts, and so Coach Brandon not afraid to go to the bench here with the essentially second 5, but a ton of experience in this second group. Reagan Williams started all season last year, as did Sanaya Copeland, and Canessa had a number of starts under her belt a season ago as well.
And now they're coming off the bench.
Nice luxury to have, isn't it? Canessa actually started 25 games last year of the 30.
That's good stunting defense that time by Copeland, and that's what she's known for. And Kansas going to try to keep the Roos out of the paint. Did a good job that time.
Timeout on the floor, we'll take one as well. Season to go, the second highest average attendance for this KU women's basketball program, and Coach Brandon sights set on the attendance record set back in 08-09, but he'd love to see better than 5,000 per game on average this year coming to Allen Fieldhouse. It's a good team to come out and watch. A lot of local talent as well. Amani Bennett knocking down the jumper, and so far Kansas City hanging in on the backs of some frenetic defense.
Well, they really are. They're being disruptive defensively, and that's exactly what Deanna Jackson Durrett wants her team to do.
Tonight Copeland for 3. Too strong. Nice box out rebound by Imani Bennett.
Kansas City really good at putting the ball on the floor with this dribble drive offense, driving into the paint. But Kansas really wants to keep them out of the paint, and so far they are doing a good job on the defensive end. Offensively, the Jayhawks need to figure out how to set their outside shot up by going inside. Get some paint touches, make some things happen, make that defense collapse, and then they can get some rhythm perimeter shots to go down.
Reagan Williams, head down in the lane, spins, but traveled before she's able to release the shot.
Just didn't quite get herself under control. That's a paint touch, though. You can see that's a point of emphasis. They want to get into the paint and make something happen, but just wasn't able to get herself a good, solid jump stop and under control.
Kansas trying to find some rhythm here early. They'll bring in the freshman. We've yet to highlight another four-star recruit out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, Tatiana Brown, 6'3" freshman wearing number 15.
She was the 5A player of the year in the state of Colorado.
Tied up. And possession arrow will point to Kansas City.
Both these teams are predicated on not allowing their opponent to get easy shots in the paint, so it may be a little rugged here in the early going as both teams try to dissect the defense.
Bennett off the bounce, goes up high, misses the 15-footer. Battle for the rebound, and that's going to be a foul on Alani Bennett. That'll be her second. So each team with a starter with 2 fouls. Kansas, the freshman Jalea Davis, 2 fouls in just 3 minutes, did have a couple of buckets, and then Alani Bennett just picked up her second, the junior, for the Roos.
And she led the Summit Conference in offensive rebounds last year.
How about the alley-oop? Backdoor pass, Canessa to Brown, and
whew,
she's fouled.
How about that? This is a player that can dunk a volleyball, and she gets up high on that, not able to finish. Beautiful screen by El Tayeb, the middle of that zone, and Brown goes up high and gets fouled. It was really fun. I know you have gone to some of the early KU practices. I came in Monday to watch this team, and Brown is just so impressive with her athletic ability, just uber athletic, gets up and down the court, can sky for the basketball. She's one of those players that you want to watch now and just watch how much she grows as a player over the next few years.
Amode got the foul, that's her second, so another Rue with 2 fouls. Bannerman, the nice move on the interior.
Bannerman good on the perimeter, picking and popping from 3, but has that ability to score in the paint as well.
7 points, 4 boards a season ago. Creating havoc again at the defensive end, but knocked away.
So they're able, Kansas City, to go inside to Bannerman, just one-on-one against El Tayeb, goes over that left shoulder, swooping to the other side. Bannerman, somebody that has played for Kansas City the last couple of years and made solid contributions.
Canessa on the bounce. Kicked and missed by Harshaw for 3. Jayhawks 0 for their first 5 from the arc. Here's a corner 3 by Majoris, who just checked in. Hallie Majoris, she's one of the grad transfers in this Ruse program. Brought in 4 grads and a senior transfer into the mix. She played most recently at Milwaukee. She's going to get the green light with the Ruse coming off the bench to shoot it. Missed another 3 there. Loose ball. Kansas will get the rebound. Jayhawks going to come back with their starting 5. Actually, 3 of their starting 5. But 5 substitutes at the ready at the next opportunity.
Kansas City just doing a great job of making sure Kansas doesn't get any easy looks inside. They are there on the catch anytime somebody gets the ball in the paint. Trotter
on the bounce. In the corner now to Bennett. Bennett drives baseline, and a Charging foul drawn by Sanaya Copeland.
Sanaya Copeland has such quick feet, and that is her specialty, to get her feet in position. And you see Bennett lowers her shoulder, puts a little elbow out there, knocks Copeland back. Copeland is just a tough defender to try to get around.
Nichols, Evans, Meister, Williams all back in for the first time. Another of the 5-star Kansas recruits, Keely Parks, 5'11" freshman guard out of Norman, Oklahoma, wearing number 4. There's a look at Parks. 1,859 points in high school. 2-time Gatorade Player of the Year out of Oklahoma.
One of those Iowa players that knows how to score.
Baseline miss that time from Williams. Back the other way comes Bennett. Bennett goes to work, spins, off the glass and good.
And that's what you have to do. Neither team shooting very well right now. You got to take it in there, be aggressive with the basketball, find opportunities. And Kansas just having a tough time getting into a rhythm here in the early going. Beautiful
Nichols,
pass.
Bounce pass to Williams, blocked by Bannerman.
What great rotation by Bannerman. It looked like Reagan Williams was all by herself.
Parks there defensively, thought she had knocked it off of Trotter, but only off the Jayhawks, out of bounds.
Samaya Nichols with a terrific drive, but she draws 3 defenders. Beautiful pass, but that's just good heads-up defense by Kansas City to come over and rotate Bannerman there to block the shot.
Alyssa Febre is in for the first time for the Roos, sophomore guard out of New York. Handling the basketball now up front. Both teams using a lot of bench here in the opening quarter. Shot is missed by Majoris from 3. Rebound to Nichols. Nichols in the corner to Parks.
That zone is very active, but that is excellent passing by Kansas, because that isolated Meister on a much smaller guard that had to rotate down.
Nice feed from Reagan Williams. Bennett crossing through the lane, lost the handle, out of bounds, off of the Roos. Bennett maybe trying to do a little too much there, kind of 1-on-3.
She's the leading returning scorer, and Coach Jackson Durrett wants her to be the primary scorer.
Nichols lost the handle herself. Bennett couldn't get a shot off after the steal, but it's the visiting Roos who take a first quarter lead, 11-8 over the Jayhawks. Way back to Allen.
Gotten back in defensive transition, and they've really stopped Kansas City from scoring. But you also have to use your defense to create transition on the other end, and Kansas hasn't done enough of that in the early going.
Trying to get the ball inside to Williams. I believe Meister was whistled for the aid in that regard and picks up the foul.
Well, they were trying to screen the inside of the zone, which got that alley-oop pass earlier, but just got the call on the illegal screen. 2
quick fouls on the freshman Jalea Davis, has her still sitting on the bench for Kansas here to begin the second quarter. Drive and kick. This one's up and too strong from Winter. She'll try it again, same spot. This one closer to the mark, but still off. Neither team's cracked that 3-point line very effectively so far. Elle Evans will try to do it for Kansas and knocks it down. Evans, 69 threes a season ago, second most in a season, and gets her first to start this campaign.
And sometimes that first one just has to go down. They weren't getting rhythm threes in the first quarter. That was a beautiful pass to set it up.
Bennett a little out of control in the first shot, but got her own rebound. Nearly put it back in. Reagan Williams running the floor and is fouled.
Elle Evans is a tremendous 3-point shooter, and you could see Samaya Nichols knew it was going down as soon as she passed the ball. She passes, watch Nichols there. She delivers to Williams to set up that shot at the rim and the free throw. But the previous one, she passed, and then she just turned around and started going the other end. She knew it was going in.
You mentioned Evans. You know, most people don't have the luxury of heading to practice, but she's like a ball machine.
Yeah.
Just sits out there and just hits 3 after 3 after 3 after 3 and makes it look so effortless.
She was voted all Big 12 honorable mention last year. She shot 42% from three-point range. And with more talent around her this year, you're going to see a lot more of that.
Trotter back in at the point guard spot for Kansas City. Shot clock under 10. The defense out front. Keely Parks defending out front. Nearly got the knockaway.
Only 5 seconds. A quick screen and a quick look here for the Roos.
They get it to Trotter. She'll go off a high screen. Step back three. No good. Rebound, though, by Zaire Harrell.
Reagan Williams initially had the block out, but didn't stay with the contact to get the rebound.
Bannerman on the drive. Will pick up the second foul now on Meister. So Jayhawks with 2 starters with 2 fouls. Davis and Meister. Nadir El-Tayeb will check back in at the 5 spot.
And still have that rule about impeding progress defensively. Can't put that arm bar on a ball handler driving to the basket.
Majoris for 3. This one's short. Rebound, Williams, a hard collision with Bannerman. And El-Tayeb is going to get the foul on the rebound.
And it was the work by Bannerman just trying to get around El-Tayeb. Nadira gets the foul there, and it was Kansas was in great position to get the rebound, but it was the extra effort by Bannerman that helped her draw that foul.
Bennett with 7, leading the way for the Roos. Make it 9. Nice pull-up jumper in the lane.
That's something that Coach Jackson Durrett wants to see from Imani, just that consistency.
Samaya Nichols now on the board. In fact, taking her first shot, she was kind of content in that first quarter to distribute a little bit. Kansas needs a bucket. They go to the all Big 12 guard. Shot clock at 5. Trotter, long 3. This one's going to be airballed out of bounds.
Better defensive possession that time all the way through for the Jayhawks, staying in front of their players, not allowing penetration into the paint, and then getting a good box out so no Roos were able to go mix it up and try to get an offensive board.
Solid defense both ways to start this one here in the opening half. Nichols gets a free look, rattles home the 3.
You look at the numbers for Samaya Nichols from last year, such a potent scorer, 5th best in the Big 12.
Samaya Nichols has decided to take over here a little bit.
You know, I think she was letting the game come to her a little bit, get her teammates involved, but she is such a potent scorer and a terrific scorer inside and out. She was ready for the 3, puts it down, and KU has outscored Kansas City 9-2 here in the second quarter.
Nichols shot 38% from beyond the arc a season ago. I thought it was like very selective in how she shot the 3. That's something getting better and better. Reagan Williams running the floor. There's a transition Coach Brandon talked about earlier.
That's exactly what he was mentioning, and we hadn't seen that from the Jayhawks until the last couple of possessions where Nichols is really pushing out ahead. Reagan Williams getting out in front of the defense.
7 straight points for Kansas. Majoris, corner 3. That one swirls around and pops out. Roos 1 for 10 from the arc. Nichols in a collision near midcourt.
Again, Samaya Nichols so good at putting the ball out in front. Look at her vision. 1 dribble, and she pushes it ahead to Reagan Williams. And you know that if you play for a great point guard like Samaya Nichols, if you run to the front of the rim in transition, she's going to get you the basketball.
Amode picked up her 3rd. Just came back into the mix with 2 fouls and picks up the quick 3rd foul, and they'll head to the bench for the Roos. 6 minutes to go here in the opening half. Inside, Williams slipped through a couple defenders.
And again, screening the inside of the zone has been effective for the Jayhawks.
Reagan Williams, a starter a season ago, now coming off the bench. 5 points for the sophomore. And a travel out front, shuffling the feet that time was Hatcher.
Kansas moving the basketball so much better here in the second quarter, figuring out how to break down that zone defense, and Libby Fandel gets the assist.
Back screen, Parks. That three is long. Rebound to Amani Bennett. Hatcher lost the handle. Freshman out of Kansas City. A couple of nerve plays, I think, for her here early on the bounce.
You know, it's the first game, the first real game that counts on the record. There was a lot of nerves in the first quarter. Brandon was getting a lot of players in and out.
That had the look of, how you feeling? All right, now go play, right?
And come on, freshman.
That's right.
You know how to do this. Just trust.
Got her out of the lineup for a moment. Inside again, and Williams going to work.
Reagan Williams showed last year what a hard worker she is. She just rips through. She's been shooting the three really well in practice, but we've seen her, what she's done best in her career, getting to the rim so far today.
Fandel with the rip. Excuse me, Parks the other way. Keely Parks with the turnover and the bucket the other way.
Getting her first basket of her Jayhawk career.
How about 13 straight points now for KU?
And it's the rhythm. They have gotten the ball out in transition. They hit a couple of threes early to open it up, and they've scored in transition.
Trotter ends the run.
Trotter is a nice addition to the Roos, as she can create with the basketball.
There's the Williams three you were talking about.
She has now matched her same number of three-pointers she made all of last year with that, and you're going to see a lot more from her this year.
Also had to play defending, especially the fives, kind of an undersized four. Nice drop off that time to Alani Bennett for the bucket. But Reagan Williams going to play more natural position this year, and she'll really be able to use her athleticism at that four spot. A healthy Nadira El Tayeb helps that. Meister, the addition transfer from Indiana, also helps that. And Williams playing more of her natural four, where she can run the floor and get out and go. Jalea Davis back in with her 2 fouls here with just under 4 to play in the opening half. Davis had 2 quick buckets early.
Sorry, Josh. It's going to be interesting this year as KU has their rotation of frontline players, a lot of 6'2", 6'3", and how our team's going to match up.
Bennett got the step that time on Parks and draws the foul. First foul on Parks.
And a good run by Kansas to stretch this lead out, but Kansas City plays in the tough Summit League, and they're playing against Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri this year to help them prepare for the Summit League that has great teams year in and year out that challenge a lot of the Power 4 schools.
Coach Jackson Durrett was very pragmatic about this when she said, we just need to compete. We're playing a Power 4, we know that, but we're going to play hard to compete, and can we overcome some adversity? A little adversity here with the big Kansas run. We'll see how they handle that here before halftime. Jayhawks moving the ball well. Cadessa will get an open look for the corner three.
Excellent ball reversal to set up Canessa. Every player that got it had somebody on them. They were unselfish and made the extra pass. Canessa was all by herself.
So Canessa started 25 games a season ago, was slated to come off the bench, but the injury to Wyvette Mayberry had her a starter all season long, now back off the bench, and I'm guessing that starting experience will pay off for her, even in a backup role now.
And Imani Bennett hits her second three-pointer of the game. She's already got 14 points for the Roos.
5 rebounds as well. Open is Bannerman on the baseline. Good box out that time by Davis for the rebound.
Yeah, Brendan Schneider decides to put Jalea Davis back in the game with the 2 fouls. Just wants to make sure that his freshman gets some good playing time. But Reagan Williams, we've talked about what an asset she was to the Jayhawks last year as a starter, but now going to come off the bench this year, at least in the early going, and she is a mismatch problem because she runs the court hard at 6'3". It's tough to match up against her. She's strong. It's hard to push her off the block, and she stretched it out and put up the 3-pointers this year in the offseason. It's going to really expand her game.
Ball's knocked away. Kansas will maintain.
10 points already for Williams off the bench, 4 for 6, including a 3-pointer, and we've seen her get out in transition. Nichols looks for her. She looked for her there. Look at Jalea Davis get up.
Talking to Davis before the season, she too, freaky athlete, can dunk a volleyball, working on that basketball, and she said, I'm gonna dunk in a game one day.
I'm looking forward to it.
Opportunity running the floor here for Davis, and draws the foul.
He said, I got tired of sitting on the bench with those 2 fouls for so long. I'm gonna get out and go. Beautiful pass from Samaya Nichols to get Davis that opportunity, and draws the foul. You know, Davis mentioned it earlier, Blue Valley North in Overland Park. Samaya Nichols from Shawnee Mission West in Overland Park, Kansas, just 30 miles away. Both of them grew up wanting to be Jayhawks. It makes a big difference on this team.
Davis knocks down the first free throw. Davis, 5-star recruit, 2-time state champion at Blue Valley North, McDonald's All-American. And oh, by the way, like a 4.31 grade point average too.
Yeah, mechanical engineering major on top of all that. How about that?
Averaged 25 points a game as a senior. Trotter handling the controls for the Roos. Not much doing so far with the shot clock under 10. Launching the 3 off the window and good.
Did she call that?
She had the hand up as it was going up. I don't know if she called it though, might have. But
Hey,
that one looked like it was going for the square right off the fingertips.
You know, and anytime players get an opportunity to come in here to Allen Fieldhouse, just what an atmosphere, what a place to play if you love basketball.
Fandel couldn't get the 3 to drop.
I'm really impressed with Kansas City, just hanging in there. And this, as you mentioned, Deanna Jackson-Durrett said, we want to just compete. We want to play hard, and they have done that.
Kansas a 13-0 run, kind of opened it up here in the second quarter. Inside to Davis. Great catch in traffic and his foul.
That time, Bennett actually just ran on by. Could have brought the double team, but it allowed that easy baseline drive for Davis. And she'll get another chance to go to the free throw line.
Adara Moyi with the foul.
You know, last year, Samaya Nichols was one of the top in the country, #2 in free throws made on the year. But now you add Jalea Davis and what she can do in and around the basket. There's going to be 2 players that have the ability to draw fouls, get to the free throw line, makes that tough inside-outside combination that Kansas will bring to the court this year.
Davis missed them both. Rebounding to the Roos. Nichols 260 free throw attempts last year, which is great. But the next highest one was 71. Coach Brandon said, need to spread that out a little bit, get some more to the free throw line. Davis will certainly be able to help in that regard. Drive and kick, and the shots up and down for Amani Bennett. Another 3 from Bennett here in this opening half. She's knocked down 3 trifectas and 17 here in the first half.
Oh, she has 17 points overall. She's, as you mentioned, 3 of 3 from beyond the arc, and she's just a 3-level scorer. If she's not shooting from the perimeter, she's...
That honor kind of changed her a bit, taking some ownership. She can't hide anymore. Last year, Elena Contreras, the leading scorer, 21 a game, said it allowed her to be Robin to Contreras' Batman, and she said she got to be Batman this year for us.
Yeah, and she transferred to Middle Tennessee, and that gives an opportunity to Imani Bennett.
So Samaya Nichols handling here for the final possession of the opening half. Get it inside, attempt to get it into Davis. Loose ball. Ruse will have it near midcourt, but won't be able to get a shot, but get the turnover and a stop to end the half to keep this game 12. And the Ruse played 11 players in half number 1. Jayhawks back to their starting group. Nichols, Fandel, Davis, Meister, and Evans. Here goes Alani Bennett to work on the spin, and might have drawn foul number 3 on Jalea Davis.
Kansas City comes out of the halftime locker room, and they isolate Bennett on Davis, who picked up 2 quick fouls and then reaches there. She's in great position. That's where the freshman has to learn. Just go up straight, contest, but she reaches over just enough to get that foul called.
The junior Alani Bennett, twin sister of Imani, led the team in rebounding a season ago. Really good offensive rebounder as well. At just 5'9", but averaged better than 6 boards a game a season ago. Better than 7 points as well. And they'll count on her to pick up her scoring here in her junior campaign. So they'll leave Davis in with their 3rd foul for the moment. Get her the ball inside on the post. Draws a double team, trying to find Meister. Bannerman steals it away.
Well, that double team was there for a moment. Looked like a good pass, but then they dropped off in front of Meister. Good defense for the Ruse.
Trotter got the isolation on the freshman, Fandel, and spins and draws the foul.
Kansas City continues to be aggressive, attacking with the basketball. Tiara Trotter, and when we talked to Deanna Jackson-Durrett about her team, she says Tiara Trotter, being a grad transfer, is adding a scoring threat, a scoring point guard to the mix that's going to help us this year.
They added a freshman point guard as well, so they wanted a veteran to complement in helping with development as well. They really went after the graduate portal as well. The Ruse, one of the most veteran teams in the country this year, brought in, again, 4 graduate transfers and 1 senior transfer.
Coach Brandon this year going to really stretch out the defense with their offense and look for shots like that from Nichols and others with good ball movement, back screens to set it up.
Samaya Nichols, you mentioned, kind of was content to let the game come to her in the start of it. Well, 3 for 3, 2 for 2 from the arc, and 8 points. 4 assists, 4 rebounds for Nichols. Meister the block. Knocked all the way out to midcourt, and that's going to be Kansas basketball.
Good hustle play by Lily Meister that time. Look at outsizes Trotter. That is not a good decision by Trotter to go up over 6'3". Terrific block by Meister, and then chases it, makes sure that she's in position so that Kansas can get the ball.
And Meister jumps out on the switch to grab the point guard.
I mean, it shows the versatility. I mentioned, I think Kansas is going to provide some matchup problems this year with several players that are 6'2", 6'3", and Meister is one of them. As she goes against Davis, they bring a lot of length against this Kansas City team, but they're going to bring some matchup problems against every team that they play this year because of their ability to stretch the defense and have these players go inside and out.
Bannerman picked up her 3rd foul, sends Samaya Nichols to the free throw line. Again, this was her home away from home a season ago. 260 free throw attempts, made 218. A lot of people don't score 218 points in a season, let alone 218 from the free throw line.
Free throw line, right?
And an 84% clip as well. Terrific free throw shooter despite missing the second one there.
And she is just the perfect temperament of a leader for all these young players on this Jayhawk team.
Stepped in there defensively, forced the tough pass, and out of bounds to Kansas. Good help defense that time, forcing the turnover.
Trotter gets a little out of control this time. You see good defense in the paint to not allow her to see anything once she gets in the paint.
Davis, middle of the lane, goes up high. Missed it though, good box out rebound by Harrell. Quickly up court. Now with Trotter running the point. Trotter bouncing through traffic. Imani Bennett will get a look from the top of the circle and is pure. Bennett with 20.
How about that? 4 for 4 from three-point range, and that's when a player is that hot, that's too open of a look.
Nichols the miss, Davis the offensive rebound and is fouled.
Good ball reversal to set up Imani Bennett. Sister to sister, twin to twin on the setup. She knows, Ilani knows that Imani is hot from three-point range, but then Davis just gets active on the offensive boards and gets the rebound to get another trip to the free throw line.
Harrell picks up her second. Davis to the free throw line. Davis, 1,735 points at Blue Valley North High School. Two-time state champ.
She's putting a lot of pressure on herself right now. You can see the reaction. She's missed some free throws. She's frustrated with herself. Just that's the sign of somebody that's putting a lot of pressure on herself right now.
Meister gets an offensive rebound though. Get it back right away to Davis. And there's a free layup. Good spin move from Davis.
And she just, there's a big sigh of relief. She takes a deep breath after that, like I needed one of those easy baskets to go in.
Davis with 9. Bennett, the pull-up from 16. Missed it, got it back on the rebound, did Harrell, and they'll reset.
Harrell is the energizer on this team. Kay, you knew it coming in. That's exactly what the coaching staff says about it.
Turnover in the lane, maybe tie up. And Kansas gets the possession arrow.
Well, after missing a couple of free throws, gets back down on the block, gets to work. See how she looks over her left shoulder first, sets up the defender, and then the quick moves to the baseline.
It's a quick chat with Coach Brandon. Now we'll have a seat.
You know, and Coach Brandon talks about Jalea after the exhibition game. She reached out to him and said, film session tomorrow at 2:45. Like, she is a learner. She wants to get better, and she's just trying to soak it all in.
Just what a coach wants to hear. How about Samaya Nichols, another 3?
Now in double figures, she is 3 of 3 from three-point range.
Nichols with 12. And the lead at 10. Bennett goes to work. A little leaner, this time short. Reagan Williams the rebound. Williams just came in for Davis a moment ago.
Nice!
Fandel through traffic. Gets the feed from Nichols, and Libby Fandel, her first Jayhawk bucket.
How about that? Dropping that dime right there by Samaya Nichols. That was beautiful. She knew exactly where her teammate was cutting because there wasn't anybody there when she passed the ball.
Fandel had been shooting threes where she was 0 for 4, and that time got the layup to get her first bucket in. But Fandel, really good scorer, can shoot the basketball, but it's a good way to get on the board.
That is a beautiful pass between several defenders, and you're right. When you're not hitting your shots and you're a freshman and you're coming in and you're a three-point shooter, you just want to go see one go through the hoop first, and now she can get in a rhythm. Now she can take a deep breath and relax.
7 straight points for Kansas. They push the lead now to 12. Harrell spins in the lane, blocked, but a foul on Parks.
Parks using her length and got the block up top. Maybe a little bit of a bump here. I don't know. Didn't look like much.
So Parks picks up the foul. That'll be her first.
but you know when you talk to both coaching staffs before the game and they point out a player and the energy that they bring to a team and it's recognized, that's this young woman at the line right now, Zaire Harrell. Energizer of the team. She's a catalyst. She drives to the basket. She is very high energy and contributes so much. There she goes and gets her own offensive rebound off the miss.
Coach called her the X Factor. Majoris for three. That one's off the rim. Tracked down. Thrown into the hands of Parks. Turns it back over to Trotter. But Harrell, the first four-year player under Coach Jackson direction, been with her the entire time, said I lean on her a lot with this team that's bringing in a lot of new faces. She helps kind of set the tone and the expectation level for this team. Nice spin by Alani Bennett and draws the foul on Reagan Williams. Williams picks up the foul. The spin that time from Bennett got underneath.
Good work by Alani Bennett to just go up and under the arms of Williams to draw that foul. Williams, pretty good position, but smart play from Bennett.
Free throws have not been kind to either team in this one so far.
No, after you work so hard to get opportunities in the paint, as tough as the defense has been in the paint, you have to make those free throws.
4 of 10 at the line for Kansas City. Kansas at 5 for 14 from the free throw line.
Size advantage inside for Reagan Williams.
Got it to her on Harrell and hits the bucket. Reagan Williams, first bucket for her in the second half. She's got 12.
Harrell only 5'8". Reagan Williams 6'3", had her pinned, was working hard. It took the Jayhawks a while to find her, but they got it to her.
Get it to Harrell on the back door, gets it to drop.
That was just an opening in the defense. That was too easy. Good pass to find her.
Meister for three. Rattles in and out. Rebound to Alani Bennett. And the Roos will bring it back up the court. Past the midpoint here of the third quarter. We'll have a timeout. Everybody get a breather here. And there's the push-off foul. And a timeout on the floor. Kansas leading by 12. Talked about as good as she's been. We'll see things we haven't seen before out of her because some of it has been taken off her plate this year to be everything for this team, right? And so she's going to be better for it and be maybe a more versatile player than we've ever seen in her Jayhawk career. She's been pretty darn good in that regard.
Absolutely, but you know, you think of how many games last year when it came down the stretch, it was just get the ball to Samaya and everybody clear out or set a screen for her and let her go to work. She just has so many more weapons around her now.
Amani Bennett going to work, shot is missed. But it's going to be a whistle and a foul push-off on Bannerman. And that'll be her fourth.
Bannerman, an illegal screen there. She was posting up, but then she steps and kind of puts her shoulder into Nichols instead of squaring up and setting a good screen there. I think she was kind of caught in no man's land as her teammate was driving there.
Nichols and Knessa now in the backcourt together. Two really good ball handlers. Davis down the runway, skips through two defenders, missed it. Try to get her rebound back. And a whistle and a foul. Davis a little bit slow to get up.
I think Davis might have picked up the foul.
Davis picks up her fourth.
Yeah, that was a great pass by Nichols to get the ball to her inside and just left it a little short. And then as she's going after the ball, the two of them collide, but Jalea Davis picks up the foul.
So that's 4 on Davis, and she'll have to sit down. 9 points, but limited a little bit with fouls tonight to 11 minutes. Still 4 of 6, 4 rebounds in those 11 minutes and 9 points. We walk down to the other end, and Amode will get the free throw. And sinks the first.
And Coach Jackson Durrett talks about Amode being the most improved player on this team. She's gotten some control back in her game. She's defending well, and an important part of what the Roos are building.
Miss the second. Canessa thought about 3. Instead, they'll work it around the perimeter. Brittany Harshaw back in the lineup, first time here in the second half. Inside to Williams, and hustles it home against Amani Bennett.
And you see how the Jayhawks are spreading the floor and using those diagonal cuts. Because they have a size advantage on the Roos, Kansas City is being really tough in the paint, but when you spread them out and cut and make basket cuts, they're harder to defend.
14 points now for Williams. Drive and kick, the 3 is missed by Winter. Inside, the putback bucket is up and good by Amode, and a foul.
Boy, what a shot by Amode, as first of all, she gets a tough rebound, and then she goes up between 2 defenders. Watch her as she splits through, reaches around Meister, and Meister can't figure out where the foul was, but it's because of the aggressiveness and the energy displayed by Amode, just going up and getting the ball and going up under Meister to draw the foul.
Meister draws her third. Amode finishes the 3-point play.
We've seen this matchup zone by the Roos most of the night. You see them shifting and moving and collapsing inside, and it's a little bit of an unorthodox defense, and we've seen the Jayhawks slice it up a few times when they can score in transition and get good basket cuts and good ball movement, but when they don't, Kansas City has been disruptive.
A little miscommunication there. Looked like 2 players in the same spot. Ends up in a traveling violation. Turnover back to Kansas City, down 10, trying to get back within single digits. Harrell stops. Meister held strong defensively. Nichols looks up ahead to Williams, and that's going to be out of bounds.
That looked a little bit like Patrick Mahomes trying to squeeze one in there to his receiver, right? That's a tough pass. Well defended. Williams just couldn't get to it because of the Roos defense. Forcing
that long ball when it's not there. But she's done a really good job pushing up the floor, and Williams so athletic and going to get it. Yeah, worth a shot.
And exactly, that's why Samaya Nichols did it, because Williams will typically just go up and grab that ball in traffic, just wasn't able to that time.
Trotter off the screen. Now get it to Bennett. Bennett leading all scorers at 20. She'll get it back here. Launch for 3. Nichols may have gotten a piece of that one. And Nadir El-Tayeb the rebound.
And it was the first miss from 3-point range by Bennett, and it's because Nichols was right there on the catch.
Drive and kick. Corner 3. Ooh, off the mark that time. She had some space, she had some time, but Harshaw couldn't get it to drop. Jayhawks led by as many as 14. It's down to 10. Shot clock down to 3. Trotter rims it in as the shot clock expires.
That was a tough shot, and it was well contested. I mean, that's just a great shot.
She had the banker early. That time, a high arcing shot clock beater to avoid the attempt at a block shot as well, and gets it to rattle home. Trotter in double figures with 11. And Kansas City within single digits here. Last possession to Kansas. Canessa back to Nichols. Nichols trying to draw contact, and does. And will draw 2 fouls. Nice job by the veteran. in drawing free throws.
Yeah, that's just a veteran move by Nichols. She knew exactly how much time was on the shot clock. She gave a little head and shoulder fake, took that one dribble play, the basketball IQ of Samaya Nichols. She was able to get the defender up in the air with the ball fake, puts the dribble down, leans a little bit, but the defender is up in the air and draws the foul before the shot clock expires.
Saying there's a reason she was at the free throw line 260 times last year.
There's a few reasons, yes.
She knocks down a pair. And the Roos might have beaten the clock there. The foul on Canessa right near midcourt. They may take a look again, but looked like it was before the buzzer situation there. So Trotter will be at the free throw line here, probably with zeros up.
That's not a bad foul if you have a foul to give, but Kansas did not have a foul to give. Didn't need to do that, and basically gives an opportunity for some free points to the Roos. Watch the defense moving into the path there, and just not a good decision by Canessa, because there's no way that shot is going to go up from Tiara Trotter and be a high percentage shot, and instead you give her a high percentage shot at the free throw line.
So 1.6. Good job by our crew here at Allen Fieldhouse. 1.6 seconds on the clock. Trotter at the free throw line for a pair. She beat the shot clock a moment ago at a fantastic three. She now has 12 at the free throw make here. And hits them both. Williams into Nichols. And she'll keep it in the back pocket, and Kansas will head to the fourth quarter with a 7-point lead. Kansas City staying in it. Trotter helping as part of that, knocking down the three. So Kansas City will inbound here to start the fourth. Jayhawks have held Amani Bennett to just 3 points here in the second half for the Roos. She still leads the contest with 20. Reagan Williams sliding over defensively there, may have gotten a block. Williams has played well. She leads Kansas with 14 points, 5 boards, and got the block shot there. Williams on the bounce. Nichols will calm the waters. Off the screen, spins through the lane, and good.
That just shows the strength and the skill of Samaya Nichols, keeping herself under control as she bounces through various defenders and still in control to finish that shot.
The unanimous all Big 12 first teamer preseason. Nichols, vintage Samaya Nichols on the spin cycle through the lane.
Well, she uses the screen by Meister, spins between a couple of defenders, and there's no backside help there because the offense is spread for Kansas. That's what I've been talking about, is how well the Jayhawks are spreading the court with the lineup that they have this year, and that opens up a lot of room for Samaya Nichols.
Nichols picked up the foul at the other end, but they get the turnover here. And a whistle and a foul on Ilani Bennett. And for Bennett, that will be her fourth. She'll have a seat. Just underway here in the fourth. Meister, step out three, and drains it. Lily Meister, the Indiana transfer, buries the three.
A little pick and pop, not something she had the chance to do very often for the Hoosiers in her 3 years there, and she looked very smooth doing it.
Nice little step back fadeaway, that time from Trotter.
Trotter has had some really gutsy plays in this game.
And
Holy
takes
cow.
a shoulder from Samaya Nichols. Downhill to the rim. Nichols too strong and draws the foul.
Tiara Trotter is not going to defend many people like Samaya Nichols. Samaya Nichols is so strong as she cuts to the basket and just clears a path. It's why she gets to the free throw line so often. Trotter is a tough kid, and she is getting ready to play in the tough Summit League, being here. But Samaya Nichols, one of the best players in the Big 12, one of the best guards in the country, and she just showed her strength and her skill there.
Three-point play for Nichols, who now has 19. Kansas City trying to spread the floor here. Get Trotter to work. Off the window and good.
And that was orchestrated by Coach Jackson Durrett on the sideline. She called the play, cleared the right side of the court for Trotter.
Get to the open shooter. It's Knessa this time. Evans flies in, got a hand on it. Tipped it to Meister for the putback.
And that's where Elle Evans, with her length at 6'3", she's a shooting guard at 6'3", but she can get in there and make some things happen on the boards as well. She kept that ball alive.
Trotter a little out of control that time. Fell to the deck. Got it to her teammate, though. Shot up and no good by Winter. Rebound to Kansas. Nichols looking up ahead. At Knessa. And now a reset.
Williams getting pushed around a little bit by Bennett.
And we have a travel or out of bounds?
I think she traveled.
Traveled on the baseline, did Nichols on the turnover.
You know, and give credit to Kansas City for playing physical defense. Even though they are outsized at nearly every position, they are being tough and rugged. And that time, Reagan Williams, who doesn't get pushed around very often, got pushed off her spot on the block, and that disrupted the offense for Kansas.
Kansas City wanting a quick timeout. 3 minutes, just shy of 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Kansas leading by 30. Finding a way to contribute. She's taken just one shot tonight.
Yeah, I mean,
she made her three, but.
And you look at her year last year, the first year at Kansas after being an all-Summit League player at North Dakota State. She comes in and is an all-Big 12 honorable mention, averaging over 15 points a game in Big 12 play, Elle Evans. And off to a slow start, as you mentioned, but you got to get involved. And she uses her length there to keep that play alive and give the Jayhawks an extra possession.
Ball was knocked away on the inbound. Refs giving a little warning. Stay straight up. Don't cross that sideline. Here's Trotter handling the basketball. New point guard for Kansas City. 17 points now for Trotter. 10 of those here in the second half.
A grad transfer that they are going to lean on a lot.
Drive and kick. Winter for three. Makes her first three. Jemiah Winter.
That's a big part of her role, but we haven't heard a lot from her in this game. And this Kansas City team is getting a lot of contributions from all over.
Imani Bennett had the big first half with 17, just 3 here in the second, but they're hanging around, down 10. Nichols, shot is missed. Meister gets the second chance rebound. Nichols turns it over. Trotter back the other way. Floater in the lane, doesn't drop. Kansas the rebound. Nichols lost the handle. Loose ball, and we're going to be a kick and out of bounds to the Roos.
It was a good shot by Trotter. She knew she couldn't challenge Meister, so floated it up over. And Nichols just couldn't quite secure it. Bannerman, who has been a all over the place for Kansas City tonight, comes up with it.
Bennett step back three, missed it. Good box out rebound by Meister.
Now, Meister has been great on the boards. They're in a lot of situations on both ends.
8 points, 9 rebounds in her Jayhawk debut.
Well, and you know, you look at this Jayhawk squad and you don't see a big center that, you know, like Tiana Jackson a couple years ago that was a shot blocker and a rebounder. You got a lot, though, of 6'2", 6'3" players that are very versatile and will cause a lot of matchup problems, but you've got to, within that group, have good rebounders, and Meister, at least showing here in this first game, she can fill a big role for the Jayhawks.
Back screen for Evans for three. Hits her second from the arc.
Good screen to set her up. She is so smooth, has such great follow-through on her three.
Hopefully that one by design as well from the Jayhawk bench, trying to get Evans going here late.
Yeah, Brandon knows how to dial them up.
Bennett muscles one home and the foul. Amani Bennett continues her solid night now with 22.
Well, she's been a little bit more quiet here in the second half than we saw her in the first. She had 17 points at halftime. The Jayhawks have been clamping her down, but that time she just puts the ball on the floor and muscles her way in to get the hoop in the harm.
Canessa picks up her third. Bennett completes the three-point play. Back to a 10-point margin. Approaching the midpoint here of the fourth. Ruse led after one. Big second quarter by
nice
Kansas. Put them out in front, and they have held on throughout. Another nice assist and a finish by Reagan Williams.
Beautiful high-low pass from Evans to Williams. That's where Williams can just go up and grab it in tough situations.
Reagan Williams now with 16. Steal. Canessa. Williams filling the break.
Canessa had a couple of options there with Meister and Williams running the court hard.
Make it now 18 for Williams. Canessa tried the knockaway again, instead picks up the foul, her fourth.
Canessa has been very active defensively, and a couple of plays ago, the high-low pass from Evans down to Williams. Look at Canessa, though. Get a hand on the basketball. She dribbles. She is cut off, but head up, and she has a couple of offensive players there and delivers to Williams.
Julia Davis back in the Kansas lineup. Libby Fandel as well. Two Jayhawk freshmen. Part of that top 10 ranked recruiting class. Bennett off the screen on the inbound, drains another three.
She got that traditional three-point play on the last possession, hits a big three-pointer there, and then Samaya Nichols grabs her leg after she comes down from the shot.
So Nichols hits the shot, but then is down, holding, as you see, the left leg. Nichols with 21. It cramped up there.
Yeah, it's better to see her grabbing her calf than her knee.
Nichols continues to move up the scoring list as well. Now 28th, past Jennifer Jackson and Natalie Knight tonight on the list. She's approaching 1,100 career points.
And she pulls up for that jumper, and as soon as she hits the ground, you see her crumple to the floor, but that's good to see her walking off on her own, and she just keeps rubbing her calf. You never like to guess what an injury is, but it does appear to be a cramp, so we'll just hope that that's what it is. For her sake and for anybody's sake out on the court.
So Canessa back in. Point guard spot. She'll guard Trotter up top. Bannerman seals down low against Davis, who's got 4 fouls. And
good
right
discipline. Yeah, good discipline by Davis to just stand there and go straight up.
Now trying to get it on the offensive end. Nice knock away by Harrell, then off of Fandel and out of bounds. Good defensive play that time by Zaire Harrell.
A couple of freshmen for Kansas who will have a lot of good plays working that two-player game in their future, but Harrell, this time the senior, just out-hustles and picks up an extra possession for the Roos.
Here's Imani Bennett trying to find sister Ilani. Into traffic, turns it over. 3 Jayhawks converging. Canessa comes away with it.
Good defense by L. Evans to step in there with the help.
Evans gets it back down at the other end and drains another 3. L. Evans, who we mentioned a few minutes ago, was kind of quiet tonight. Got a tip assist and now has knocked down a couple of threes now for Evans.
And that's really what ignited her, right? Get in on the offensive board, make something happen, and now she's been able to hit a couple of three-pointers.
Hit a 3 in the first half, 2 here in the second. 9 points on 3 for 3 from the arc for Evans.
And Evans is going to plant herself down in the corner because that draws a defender down to her, and if they don't come, she's a great target for the dribble penetrators.
Fandel the drive, couldn't get it to fall. Bennett.
Wow.
Drains another 3 for Imani Bennett. The big night continues. She's got 29.
Such an impressive performance, and Coach Jackson Durrett really put a lot of, not pressure, but a lot of responsibility on the shoulders of Imani Bennett, wanting her to step up and be a versatile contributor in this game. And on the offensive end, the Jayhawks just continue to spread the court, move the ball, back cuts, screens, attack the paint with the dribble. Their offenses look very efficient. 57% for the Jayhawks tonight.
Evans on the dribble, had it stolen by Bannerman, and then the reach-in foul.
Now, coming out of the timeout and having a play to run. Good defense by Kansas City to double team Evans, but Evans needing to recognize that situation because you know there was a play that they were working on, kind of a out of the timeout play, and not well executed for the Jayhawks.
So 2-minute mark, Kansas by 13. Trotter drive and kick to Harrell, got it back to Bennett. Harrell, baseline jumper is good.
Well, Kansas City is going to leave this game with a lot of confidence, knowing that they can compete. Kansas can learn a lot. They had a lot of players playing and contributing, did a lot of good things, but have some things that they can clean up and learn from.
Get Davis down on the blocks, and she is fouled. 2 free throws for Jalea Davis.
Yeah, and one thing for Jalea Davis is just to make sure she's on the court, because she is so hard to defend when she gets in the paint, and she's just not played very much of this game because of the foul trouble early.
How about that post up though that time? That wasn't on the block, that was inside the block.
Yes.
Way down deep for Davis. Great job of finding that space. The foul was on Bannerman, that'll be her 5th. She'll check out. Davis at the free throw line, knocks down the free throw. Davis now in double figures with 10, but limited a bit tonight by fouls. 14 minutes on the floor for the freshman.
But Davis is going to be shooting a few free throws between now and this weekend.
Yeah, good free throw shooter, but it's 2 for 8 from the free throw line here tonight. But 8 trips. And again, in 14 minutes, she's done a good job getting to the line. Alani Bennett finishes on the interior. Roos score quickly, get it back to 10. Canessa the drive the other way, and a blocking foul will send Canessa to the free throw line.
When Canessa comes on the floor, she brings a little different speed, a great change of speed on the dribble drive. We've seen her be very active with her hands and feet defensively. She plays such an important role off the bench for the Jayhawks.
So the Jayhawks will finish out this game without Samaya Nichols. Looked like might have had a cramping situation late for Nichols, though, leading the way with 21 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, her 26th career 20-point game. She can fill it up. So both teams will be shooting a lot of free throws, I think, in the next couple of days. It's been a little bit of a struggle from the free throw line here in the opener.
You have to do that on your own. Like,
yeah.
you know, you're learning so much in practice. You can't spend a lot of time in practice shooting free throws. So that's when you got to get in on your own.
Under a minute. Kansas by 10, trying to finish out this regular season opener. Backdoor cut. Williams overshot by Knessa, and it's out of bounds for a turnover.
Right idea. Again, Kansas does such a good job of spacing the court. That backdoor cut is available. Just have to deliver the pass in good timing with the cuts.
Trotter, who's had a nice, especially second half, gets the step back here, left it short. Evans a rebound for Kansas, and a final possession here. Kansas will win their regular season opener tonight against Kansas City, who showed well just down the road in Kansas City, Missouri. Williams will dribble it out, and Kansas will win tonight by 10, 74-64, 21 from Nichols, 18 from Reagan Williams. And despite the foul trouble, Jalea Davis finished with 10 in her Jayhawk debut. Amani Bennett, the big night for